Andrew, do you know who Chase Young is?
Yeah, of course.
No. My point is, I don't either.
Before I said that Cade Cunningham would never be an All-Star, and I just wanted to double down on that.
Oh,
I just.
We're back
What's going
with
on
another.
with Mike's video?
I know.
Have your notifications gone crazy like mine today? Look, I even had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Man, this is wild. All right, let's get it going.
Welcome back.
What's going on, JAMM Packed? I'm MK. I'm your host here with John M83, TeslaMase, and Jack SB. What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
What's going on,
Right
man?
on, right on, right on. Do I even need to say that the NFL free agency has started? What is going on in the NFL? Oh my gosh. Hopefully Uncle Drew will join us in here later. I know he's watching. I can see him watching. That's the notification bar right there on mine. Just FYI. Lots of move. Okay. Before we go into like who's gone where, I want you guys to think about a couple things. I want you to think about the biggest move so far in literally the first day of officially free agency. And I want later on, I'm going to ask you guys what your top 5 power rankings are. Okay. Just based off of these moves. This is going to be pre-draft. This is going to be just off of the moves that have been made so far. You know, where are you putting your top 5? Okay, so kind of keep that in mind. But as far as moves, I'll even go first. I think one of the biggest moves the Raiders could have done is trade for Geno Smith, and here's why. Not that Geno's an amazing quarterback, but it gives them a veteran quarterback to not specifically have to draft a quarterback in the first round. I think they set themselves up to either take Shador if he falls to 6, or if he doesn't fall to 6 and gets taken early, they can still draft that quarterback second or even third round if they decide to move back. Is the answer for the Raiders? I don't think so. Definitely not for the future, but he is a solid bridge in my opinion. That also helps the Raiders if they do end up missing on Shador in the first round, they can also pick up the running back of their choice and vice versa. So that's my selection. John, who do you got?
Okay. Man, I can't believe I'd ever say this, but the Denver Broncos picking up really good pickups from the 49ers secondary. They got Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga on multi-year deals. So they really stepped up their defense. I think that's what's going to carry them this year. I think they have a pretty decent offense, but they needed to show up their defense, and they did a really good job of that.
Jack, what you got for me?
I mean, as far as today goes, I don't know. I think the Commanders are just going crazy right now, dude. Like it's hard to watch as an Eagles fan, man. Especially with everything going on with Philly, just having guys leave and everything. But I don't know. I think the Commanders adding. I mean, they've already added guys, but like adding Tunsil today too, just to beef up that O-line, because Daniels is already crazy, like he can already scramble and throw the ball, but adding even more production with an all-pro guy, I don't know, I think that just puts the Commanders over the top.
Tesla?
So I don't know that everyone's going to agree with this one, but I'm going to go with Buffalo Bills re-signing Josh Allen. There's a lot of people said they paid him a whole lot of money, guaranteed money, $250 million, guaranteed for a guy that's never appeared in a Super Bowl. But remember, in a league where the quarterback position is lacking, to be able to secure him for, I believe it was 5 years or 6 years, $55 million per year, coming off an MVP season, was huge for them. Arguably they've been in every game versus the Chiefs. They're not losing because of him, right? Let's just call it what it is. They're in the game because of him. I think that was big for them. That re-signing of him. That being said, I hope Brock Purdy was watching and he realizes he's not an MVP and not going to get paid more than $55 million a year. I hope that sets the table for temper his expectations a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think that was a really good signing by them. But there's been some crazy stuff. I don't get why the Rams went and signed Devontae Adams, but are letting go of Cooper Kupp. Makes no sense to me. I don't know why the Jets are getting Justin Fields. It's a Jets move. Like, that's all I can say. I heard Aaron Rodgers may go to Pittsburgh. I don't get that. Like, there's tons of things I don't get. So, even Metcalf going to the Steelers, like, I don't get that, man. There's so much. Myles Garrett saying he wants off the Browns and then signing a max deal with the Browns is just insane. Like, is this just what we do? Complain to get paid or request a trade to get paid? I mean, just
the whole thing is wild,
bizarre things
right?
are going on. And like you said, one thing after another was just hitting my phone like crazy, and I'm like, I can't even keep up.
The Myles Garrett saga. First, he wants out. He asks for a trade. Then the owner refuses to meet with him. And then all of a sudden he's paid this massive deal. He's like, all right, I guess I'll stay. What what is happening? What is happening right now? Who do you guys think has been the most active in free agency so far? Which team?
It's gotta be the Commanders.
Yeah. I think the Commanders.
Debo, like adding Debo, adding Tunsil. I don't remember who else they've added. They've added so many guys, dude. It's crazy. Like, who else? Oh yeah, they also got Kinlaw as well from the Jets, and then bringing back Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz. Like, dude, they just. If they get a running back, like, I think that's all they really need.
I'll say our Niners have been pretty active of letting guys go. It seems like we just lost Juice a little bit ago. I don't know if you saw that, John, or not.
Yes, I did.
So we lose Tafunga, we lose Dre Greenlaw, we lose Juice, we lose Devo. I don't know if we're signaling rebuild like any other team, but those are some key pieces that we lost. We didn't get Braun because the Eagles went and re-signed him.
Yeah.
I did see Williams left from the Eagles today. He can't keep everyone, right? But yeah.
Slay, they all left, dude.
It seems like it's a trend.
Yeah, Slay too.
He
lost Elijah Mitchell too.
Out in the NFC West. See
you later
Seahawks are following that trend as well. First getting rid of Debo. Now I do understand that they signed Sam Darnold, but got rid of Geno, got rid of DK, got rid of Tyler Lockett. And now JSN is still there going, okay.
He's like, now I'm the number one.
I'm the only one? What's going on right now? Actually, I think the guys who are running like under the radar right now that are just making move after move are the Patriots.
Oh, Patriots.
Yes, good call.
Signed Milton Williams, signed Carlton Davis, signed Harold Landry, signed Spillane, signed Mac Hollins, got Josh Dobbs as a backup. I'm like, oh my gosh, they just loaded up on defense like no other.
I don't blame them.
Got to be active. Especially with that new the new head coach, right? With Vrabel in place.
I do.
think-
Really. Oh, sorry. You want to go?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like what you mentioned, Mike. I know. I mean, obviously you're a Raiders fan, but I do like the Raiders move with signing Geno because like Geno's not like I don't know. He's not like star power or anything like that, but he's always up there in passing yards as far as like the leaders go. And then the connection with Pete Carroll, of course, but I think that I like it a lot because now you can use your sixth pick on. You don't have to worry about the quarterback position necessarily. Like you can
Right.
get, like I mean, if Travis Hunter's there or something like that, you can just
Right.
beef up a different position, so you don't have to worry about filling in quarterback anymore.
I know Drew's not here, so I guess I'll help him out. But for the Bengals, they're pretty active as well, mostly re-signing their players. But they did pick up Samaje Perine. They were able to tag Higgins, and they beefed up their defense by getting Oren Burks. So I like him on a 2-year real cheap contract. So I think they were definitely active this first
I'm
day
gonna
too.
put up a graphic here. We got all the players that have signed so far.
Oh wow!
The previous teams and then where they're going. And as you can
Sweat went to
see,
the Cardinals. That's crazy.
what's that? Say that again.
Josh
Josh Sweat. Yeah, Sweat went to the Cardinals. Just so much money just being thrown around. This is wild. I want to know what do you guys think is going to happen with Hendrickson? They're looking to trade him right out of Cincinnati. They're looking to trade him. Is anybody going to pick him up? Even try to sign him to an extension? Dude, didn't he lead the league in sacks last year?
Yeah, he's expensive though.
With the amount of money that they paid Myles Garrett and Max Crosby, do you think that he even does? I mean, does he deserve that much money on another big contract?
I don't know. I think it's going to be tough to pay him.
I know Mike said that he didn't understand the Devontae Adams to Rams to the Rams pickup. But let me ask you this, Mike: if there was any other quarterback that could get Devontae stats, which quarterback would that be?
Anyone else that could get it's just it's hard to say because I don't know which Devontae Adams we're talking about, right? I mean, last 2-3 years, I mean, does he still have his stats from Green Bay or even his first year in Oakland? I don't know. I think Cooper Kupp is really good about getting open, catching balls kind of outside of his area. Him and Stafford seem to be on the same wavelength quite a bit. I don't know that Devontae Adams can be that same person for the Rams that Cooper Kupp was.
Do you so with Cooper Kupp on the roster, they were doubling Cooper more than they were doubling Puka.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now with Devontae Adams there, you think they're going to double more on Puka than Adams?
I don't know.
Like leaving Adams more one-on-ones?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that you're doubling Adams, at this point in his career. But I don't know that Puka merits it. Has proven he could be a number one receiver just yet either. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Their coach will figure it out. Sean McVay's a stud. So somehow, some way he's going to figure it out. But I don't know that either one of them will quite have the stats that they had over the last couple years. Not this year, but the previous year, where Puka basically went off and Cooper had a pretty good season the previous year. I don't know that the Rams' philosophy will be throwing the ball that much, even though they have those weapons there. So that's just my thought.
It's a different dynamic too, right? So you have to figure the Rams were moving Cooper Kupp and motioning him. So he would line up in the slot a lot. but I can't see Devontae Adams doing that,
Mhm.
or liking that, right? So it's going to
He's
be
your
different.
Holiday.
Now, yeah, exactly. It's going to be different. So we'll have to see.
Oh my!
I definitely don't
Um,
know that as a Niners fan, I don't know that the Rams and the Seahawks. I mean, Seahawks got worse, right? Let's just call it what it is. They lost
Oh,
two
yeah.
receivers and in my opinion, downgraded at quarterback. I'm not sold on you guys know my thoughts on him in Minnesota and Darnold. So, but the Rams and the Cardinals. I don't think the Rams lost anything. I mean, the way Cup played last year anyway. So I
Mhm.
don't think that move hurts them one way or another. I was just shocked by the signing of a notable guy, I guess, when you're getting rid of a notable guy. Um, and then, but as a Niners fan, I think Arizona's defense definitely got better, getting Sweat and like I said, we've yet to do anything. So I may have stand corrected. We signed Luke Farrell, so our backup tight end. So um, I
You kind of
really
paid him
hope
a
we
lot of
just.
money too.
I know we did. I was like, I don't understand why we're paying him so much money if he's a backup, but whatever. I just want to release Moody already. Can we do that? Like please, let's just get rid of Moody.
not yet. Not yet. Here's the board of free agents as we see it, and this is going top to bottom from best available, essentially.
Oh, wow, Diggs is a free. I
Um,
didn't realize that.
Yeah, still got a lot of talent out on the market. Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, just to name the top receivers. Brandon Cooks.
So I
I know
saw
Deontay
something
Johnson
today
was
that said, wait, you got a good free agency left. You got Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, and Amari Cooper, and they said, yeah, if it was 2019, it'd be wonderful.
right.
I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty funny and quite spot on, to be honest. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, there are a lot of vets, tenured vets on that free agency list. Yeah, Niners still going after Bosa. Any other word there, bro? What's going on?
What's up, little bro? I just saw that there was another team, and I'm literally trying right now to figure out who the other team was, but someone tried to match us. So I think now he's sitting, it's weird, but I don't know if it was a Chargers, but I'm trying to figure it out.
Even if it was just a match, I thought he would want to play more with his brother than.
I agree with that. That would be really cool.
That would be sick.
Biggest question. Where do you think Evan Ingram ends up? By far, in my opinion, top 10 tight end, right?
Really?
Where do you think he? Oh yes, oh yes. If I had a chance to go pick him up, I would, but we have Bowers, so
Bowers is nice. Bowers is going to be good for a couple of years at least.
yeah, don't need another receiving tight end per se. But where do you think he ends up? Jacksonville let him go. I know he was injured last year. The previous year before that, pretty sure he was the top receiving tight end at one point in fantasy. Wow. So, and that's with Trevor Lawrence throwing him the ball, right? I'm sure there's a huge market. Somebody wanting to pick up a tight end.
I mean, the Saints probably need a tight end. The problem with the Saints every year, though, is they're in cap struggles every year. And I'm talking like 40, 50 million negative before they start the season. And then what they do is they work their magic and they always get under the cap. But I'm sure he's a security blanket for somebody. And maybe it's like the Saints or the Panthers. One of those teams that just have a quarterback that probably needs a security blanket.
Oh, so much talent on this roster. Hey, you guys want Trey Lance to get back again for your round 2?
No, I don't think so.
No Trey Lance? Oh, man.
We'll pass.
You guys would be excited about that one. Mike, do you need me to see who the free agent kickers are?
No, honestly, I'll go try out for him and be better than Moody was. So
yeah, I mean, Nick
I just
Folk
need
is
him
on
to
the
give
market
up on
right
it.
now.
Matt
Like
Slater,
I'm
good
tired of them
vet.
having this big ego that we got it right, type
Ooh,
thing.
Joey Sly. Joey Sly would be good. He almost hit it like a 67-yarder, didn't he?
Joey Sly was on our team at one point. Like I'd be willing to take him back. Like, yeah, it can't be any worse than what we had. Right?
How would you like to play in the league for 18 years, bro? Jeez. And not necessarily do much. Yeah.
Hey, Tesla. You know who they said we're looking at for a backup? This is crazy. Winston,
Jameis
guy
No.
who eats the W's.
Funny.
No.
What?
That's gonna suck. I hope we don't get him.
I hope you
don't
guys
want
sign him
Jameis
just for the
Winston.
comedic factor, man. That guy is a character. Just straight
He brings the
character.
good vibes to the locker room.
Yeah,
That's what you
that
need.
needs to translate to wins. I'll tell you that.
It's too much. Okay, so with all the moves that have been made so far, you want me to shore it up? You want me to go top 3? Who do you guys think that the top 3 teams are going to end up being?
Like top 3 overall, or just top 3 based on free agency?
We'll go top 3 overall
Mm.
to this point.
I don't think
Tesla's
the top
over there
3
staring at.
overall.
He said.
I don't
he
think
said
the top
Raiders are
3
number 1.
overall. I don't think the top 3 overall changed one bit. I mean, the Chiefs, unless Xavier Worthy's in prison and we don't know about it, unless Buffalo. I mean, I know they lost Von Miller, but I mean,
But they
I
got
don't
Greg
know.
Russo. I mean, like that's not bad.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I really don't see them. I think they're just fine.
Okay,
to
that
be
was 1
honest.
and 2. Who's your third?
Ravens,
It's
man.
gotta-
I mean, or Eagles. I'm sorry, Jack.
Yeah, I was about
Eagles.
to say it's got to be the Eagles, man. Got to
Yeah,
be the
Eagles.
Eagles.
Eagles are up there, but Ravens are up there too. I mean, none of those teams lost people, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that the top 5's changed. I feel like some of the bottom teams, no offense, Mike, have gotten better, but but I don't know
Dang.
necessarily
Why you say bottom like that though? That's
I mean, what place did you
that's
finish in your
hurtful.
division? Did you finish in the
That's
top or
true.
no?
What up, what up, Drew?
Watch yourself, sir. You're about to get muted. Let me get Drew in here with
It's
it.
like a mute.
What's up, guys?
And I would say Uncle Drew, but it looks like Baby Drew is with us today. What's up, Drew? What's going on?
Clean
You
shaven,
looking
yeah.
good, sir.
Good.
I was
Looking
putting
good,
my
my
son
friend.
to sleep, and I fell asleep too at the same time. So it's the start,
welcome. Don't worry, you only missed like the majority of free agency because it all
all I
happened
know about
today.
free agency is all your shorts, man. All your shorts you've been posting.
Hey,
Now I'm up to date now of what's going on. in the NFL.
Easy.
What's crazy is I haven't even put shorts out on every single one. I'm like, okay, this is getting
so
wild.
many.
There's a
This is
lot.
getting wild. I can't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Your
As long
Bengals
as you
seem to
got
be
the
doing
biggest
all right
signing
though.
with Sam Darnold, like franchise changing moment for Seahawks. Sorry.
Sam Darnold's your biggest biggest move of this offseason so far.
Man, that guy got $100 million. That's pretty good, man. 3 years, $100 million. Good for him.
Well, yeah. Some
He win
schmuck
14
team is
games, I
gonna see one good season and say, "Hey, we should pick up that guy."
We're so glad it's the Seahawks too.
You know what though? He's a
I gotta
good
apologize to
transition
my friend.
quarterback, man. Drafts a quarterback or grab somebody next year after you're sorry this year, and then
I think he's only 28 or 29. Who are you transitioning to on Seattle?
not Sam Darnold.
A
Do you
lot
think
of
Sam
money. That's
Darnold's
a lot of money to not transition though.
You get 3 years. You get 3 years out of him, man, and he had a good season. Let's see if he can do it again.
Who's he gonna throw it to other than JSN?
Yeah, that was kind of messed
Yeah,
up. They he signs and they're like, oh yeah, now we're trading your top receiver too at the same time.
Uh-oh.
Like, hey,
Bro's got some words. He said
Get him.
Darnold's
get a
gonna choke.
joke. A lot of words, little bro.
Bro doesn't like the Seahawks either. I mean, to be honest with you, the free agent market on quarterbacks was pretty slim.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
outside of Sam Darnold, Justin Fields, I mean, you had Trey Lance, Jacoby Brissett, Flacco. But I mean, Flacco's been in the league for 17 years.
Man, he has,
Yes.
yeah.
I love Joe Flacco, man.
I like Flacco.
Maybe Mac Jones, but who's taking a chance on Mac Jones?
Nobody.
You still got Carson Wentz, Case Keenum, Mason Rudolph. I mean, they're
No, I mean, out of all their options, they definitely they moved their team to Las Vegas, and then they started a new franchise with Sam Darnold. It's all good, you know. He's a better choice than a lot of other guys out there, that's for sure.
where do you guys think Aaron Rodgers ends up?
The
Is he
Cowboys.
still in the league?
A retirement home.
New York? I mean, they got DeVito. That's not going to work. I don't care
Yeah,
if they resigned him. They need
Yeah,
somebody.
need a better line. You're not wrong, bro. They need
Hmm.
better
And
everything
receivers too. Yeah, receivers. There you go.
and receivers.
More than neighbors.
Where do you
Aaron
think his number
Rodgers?
one place is? Yeah, where's Aaron Rodgers ending up?
I don't know if he's playing anywhere because he's only going to go somewhere if he starts, right? I mean, he's not going to be like
Definitely.
he's not
Depends on
riding
what
the bench
Russell
somewhere.
Wilson does too.
Take the Steelers
Yeah,
spot.
So if he ends up with the Steelers, let's say he goes with the Steelers. Bro says Rodgers is going to be a QB coach.
No one's going to listen to him.
He's
You
gonna
know
be
what?
a summer camp coordinator.
Yeah.
I'd take,
Retreat.
I'd take Rodgers over Russell Wilson. Actually, I would.
Okay. Well,
I'd take that chance.
Let's say Pittsburgh does roll with Rodgers. Where does Russell Wilson end up? Does he end up taking the Giants job?
Probably.
He's
Yeah.
going to have to.
I would think so.
Or the Saints.
I mean,
Wait, Derek Carr's on the Saints?
Yep.
Yeah, but he'll get hurt at some point in the season. So
That's true. The Saints could.
Does he go in? Does he go in to a place to become a backup though?
Wilson?
I can see Wilson doing that. I
Yeah,
can't
I
see
can-
Rodgers doing that.
Wilson
Yeah, I
could do
don't know
that.
how this would.
Wilson was already sharing time, wasn't he, with the Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
play.
went
He
into
didn't-
the Steelers gig thinking that he was going to be the starter,
Good point.
right?
He went
Like,
there.
do the Titans take a chance? Will Levis isn't their answer, clearly.
Oof.
Remember, I'm pretty sure, is Wilson still getting paid by Denver?
Broncos. Yeah.
So maybe you don't have to sign him to that much money.
But that ends after this year, I think.
I mean, Steelers got him on a massive discount.
But would it make sense? Like, how good would this be? What if he went to the Vikings? I know they have J.J. McCarthy, but what if he's more of a bridge and then he becomes the backup? Right? Like, then you give McCarthy one more year or even a couple games, you know? At least he can just hold a clipboard, kind of watch real-time movement and stuff like that, you know?
Would be too bad. I think that, I mean, the same argument could be made with Rodgers, though, right? He come in, help JJ. If Rodgers ends up with Minnesota, and
See, but
we'll
that's
say
just
like,
it. I don't think Rodgers can help anyone. I think he's too egotistical. I think he's too. I mean, look what happened with Jordan Love. You know, his feelings were hurt. He wants all power. He wants all control. He gets a Jets coach fired. He wants Devontae Adams to come in. He's not that guy to bring in to train your young quarterback, in my opinion. If you want to compete and win, you bring him in. But and maybe Dybul does that in the Giants because he's probably on the hot seat, right? You let go of Saquon. He goes and has a career year and helps the team win a Super Bowl, and and he's got nothing but crap ever since the 1 year he went to the playoffs a couple years back. So
right.
I don't know. I think a good coach that's trying to play for his job gets Aaron Rodgers in, but other than that, like, there's not very many competing teams. I don't know that he makes Pittsburgh better. It would be nice to for Metcalf probably to have him there, but I don't know. I'm not. I don't think he's that guy to, to build your team around. I mean, I've never been the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan in the first place. Like, I actually think he's overrated. I think his career is overrated. Guy's only won one Super Bowl. Guy's only won one Super Bowl. I mean, everyone says this guy's the greatest guy of all time. This guy's one of the greatest QBs of all time.
About to be turned into a meme.
Matter of fact, he's only gone to one Super Bowl. So, I mean, I don't think he's one of the greatest. I think Joe Burrow's much better than Aaron Rodgers. So, there we go.
Hey,
Oh.
I just had to make Drew happy with that.
We'll see. I don't know, man. Aaron Rodgers, to me, he always overachieved.
What's an MVP though?
Career.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers overachieved in his career. What did he overachieve?
I mean, like, was he a first rounder? Like, I don't know. Like, he came out of Cal. He wasn't like seen as like
He was a first rounder.
He like picked 20. I think he was picked like 26. Oh, sorry guys. Woo. Yeah, I think he was picked like 26 or 23rd or something like that. But I don't know. I just didn't think he. I thought that he wasn't even considered the best quarterback coming out of college. Like, I don't know. I thought he did a nice career considering.
He did, but is he an all-time great? Like, is he up there on your mountain of QBs?
He's gotta be.
I mean,
for me, he is.
He's won. He wins year in and year out. Like,
he wins.
I mean,
what?
Who do you got ahead of him?
Chicago. He wins Chicago.
He beat Chicago. I mean, how many NFC championships has he gone to?
Do you blame that on Rodgers? Do you blame that on McCarthy?
Probably both, but they.
Probably both.
But I mean, it's not like they didn't have bad teams, right? Like those were good teams. I mean, Jordan Love just doesn't come in and help this team make the playoffs 2 years in a row, and I mean, I'm just saying, like, Aaron, I don't know, man. I think he's overrated.
I mean, he's 7
Crickets
in all years passing yardage. 7th is pretty good.
Just crickets.
But
what's his
guys, what do you guys think in the comments? Is Aaron Rodgers overrated? Let us know in the comments. Is he overrated?
I think be a little bit of both. Like, I mean, because 4 MVPs of obviously a Super Bowl. I don't know. Like me growing up, like I always saw like him and Brady going at it. So I was always like Aaron Rodgers and Brady are the guys. Well, Peyton Manning too, but like I always like remembered those guys going at it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers like is slightly overrated as well, but I still think he's up there as like one of like I don't know.
So,
I'd put him.
Rodgers. It says he's 12-10 in the playoffs in his career. 12-10.
He's got one Super Bowl.
One Super Bowl ring. I mean, like, do you think Dan Marino's better than him?
Yes.
Yes.
How many playoff games did Dan Marino win?
We made it to Super.
We're talking about a completely different era.
Dan Marino's never won a Super Bowl, but he is better than Aaron Rodgers, no doubt. Remember, Aaron Rodgers in many of those games was a favorite. He was a favorite to win. That's all I'm saying I'm saying he's overrated.
And
right?
and Drew, during that time, you can get speared and it doesn't get called. So
yeah, guys on defense would have gotten put in jail for murder.
Yeah.
For the hits they put out in the 80s.
In fact, there was one allegedly on Baltimore.
Is Eli Manning better than Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I mean, he beat the GOAT twice.
I
mean, yeah, that's hard to say
but...
because he sucks in a lot of things, but he did beat.
He might have been mediocre, but he beat the GOAT twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Bowls aren't the answer. I know that, but I mean, when your team is favored year after year to win the Super Bowl going into the playoffs, and you don't even get there more than one time in a 15-year career, I think you're overrated. I mean, it's been 14 years since he won that Super Bowl. I mean, he was a favorite versus the Niners how many times at home, and we go into there and we beat them. I mean, it's crazy to me. I don't know. I just say he's overrated. Does that mean he's not all-time great? I could retract that statement. I think he's an overrated all-time great.
He has to be all-time great. I mean, he's not better than Brady. He's not better than Peyton Manning. He's not better than. He's not. I don't think he's in the same league as those guys.
Is Drew Brees better than him?
Yes,
I think so.
I
I think
so.
so too. I do.
I like Drew Brees a lot, though. I think I overrate Drew Brees. He's just got a great name. His first name is just amazing. Besides that,
not go there.
but I just love Drew Brees, like, the Saints and all the stuff he did there. Like, so it's hard.
That's
I
it.
kind
I'm
of
gonna start
overrate
calling
Drew
you
Brees a little
Donald.
bit. Yeah, there we go. Darnold. You can call me Darnold.
Arnold.
But dang, that's interesting. Aaron Rodgers. I guess I'm taking Ben Roethlisberger over him too, right?
Well, I would. I'd take Big Ben.
I think Aaron Rodgers. I've always seen him as the better quarterback over Ben, but Ben definitely won more.
Better thrower,
Okay, hold
Aaron
on.
Rodgers.
Let me go over this real quick, okay? So, 2008, Aaron Rodgers won, right? Won a home game in the playoffs. Next 2 years, or the following year, 2010, lost an away game, so whatever. Won an away game, won an away game, and then won a home game. That was his Super Bowl run, right? So he actually had 3 wins in that Super Bowl run. Then he lost a home game to Eli Manning and the Giants. Won a home wild card game. Lost a divisional game in San Francisco. The next year, lost a home game versus the Niners in the wild card round. Beat Dallas. I think that was a Romo miscue, if I'm not mistaken, at home. Lost an away game. Lost an away game. Lost an away game.
Dallas.
Won a home game. Won an away game. Lost an away game. Won a home game. Lost an away game. Won an away game or home game. Lost a home game. Lost a home game.
Dude,
That's his NFL.
I already got lost in all that, dude. That was way too long. I don't know. I agree. I understand what you're saying, though. Like, he's 12-10. We got it. But, like, and I bet we could look at all our top quarterbacks and see they have similar records, except for Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, who they just win everything.
And Joe Montana.
And Joe Montana, too.
Yeah.
I'll give you that, too. I mean, dude, those guys are just like the winningest quarterbacks. But like everyone, even Peyton Manning, like used to get knocked for not winning at all. Like,
how many Bulls does Troy Aikman have? I'm gonna help out some Cowboys fans. How many Bulls does Troy Aikman have?
One.
I don't know. My VCR doesn't work anymore.
He's got one. I think
because who had like didn't they beat the Bills twice?
Pretty sure. In the 90s.
So I think
Troy Aikman's 11-5 in the playoffs.
Oh man.
Bills went to the Bowl with 3 straight times.
4, no.
Troy Aikman's won 3 Super
3 or 4.
Bowls.
Wow, I was way off, guys.
I don't know if they're consecutive.
Bills went to 3 consecutive.
Oh, 3 consecutive.
Yeah, lost to the Redskins
and lost
Dallas.
all 3.
Lost all 3.
Poor Bills, man.
Hated that team.
It's crazy, dude. I didn't know Matthew Stafford was 10th all time in passing yards. That's
I'm
wild.
telling you, Stafford's got some. He's got an arm. He's probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks.
Phillip Rivers.
I mean, you're throwing to Calvin Johnson.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. He's throwing to Calvin Johnson. I'll give you that. But like, nobody knew who Puka was. He ends up getting Cooper Kupp the Triple Crown. Like, you now have. You've gotten records with 3 different receivers. I think there's a lot to say with his ball placement and throwing guys open for sure. That's why I think. I mean, honestly, I know the Devontae Adams pickup doesn't make sense, but I think he's going to have a decent year, considering who's been throwing him the ball the last couple of years.
For the record, Andrew, Tom Brady's playoff record's 35-13.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's wild, bro. Goat.
He's like literally the GOAT. There's no. Okay, well, wait, is Aaron Rodgers top 10 for you guys?
Probably.
Joe Montana is 16-7.
That's all I want to hear, Mikey. That's all I want you to say. I don't care about anybody else.
I think Joe Montana is number 2 for me on my quarterback list. I like Tom Brady, then Joe, and then probably Peyton Manning. That's my top 3, I think.
Steve Young's 14-8, by the way.
I'll take Steve Young over Aaron Rodgers too, actually. Man, maybe Aaron Rodgers is outside my top 10, guys. I think
Hey, there we go. There we go.
And there it is.
I'm
Drew
taking
Brees is
Elway.
9-9.
I love
taking
how
just
John
Tesla helped you
Elway.
out with that too. That makes me happy.
Drew Brees is 9-9. Just for you, so you guys know.
I'll take Drew Brees over him. I'll take John Elway. I'm taking Brett Favre. He's not
Ben
even the best Green
Roethlisberger.
Bay
Ben
quarterback.
Roethlisberger is 13-10.
Yeah, dang. I think I'm taking Brett Favre. He's not even the best Green Bay quarterback, right? Aaron Rodgers. Because Brett Favre is better.
Thank you. Okay.
You just
Dang,
keep
that's pretty
backpedaling.
wild.
This is great.
Well, if you think about it, you got me
I'm
thinking.
loving
you know,
this.
dang.
Let's show the mean face of him now.
Yeah, there we go. You can get the beam back on the board.
The reaction.
Let's
That's the
go.
reaction face.
Oh man.
I love it. Well, there's still a ton of free agency left. Obviously, this is day 1 or official day 1, although there were moves made before the official day. Still lots of moves left. Hopefully, we'll see more of what teams are trying to plan out here for their foreseeable future. Let's move on to NBA because I know Drew wants to talk NBA. What's going on in the NBA, Drew?
Not this weekend.
That is it because the
Tesla,
Lakers
what's up?
lost? What happened?
Let's talk about the Clippers, guys. You know, great game winner for Kawhi.
Let's talk about tonight's game, Drew. Go ahead. Give us a recap.
Let's go.
Give us a recap on tonight's game of the greatest coach in history, losing one of his top 5 stars. How'd they do? I'm waiting for this moment. I'm so glad you joined us.
I'll be honest, guys. I haven't even looked at tonight's game, so I know they lost.
Well, they
That's all
lost.
I know. Yeah, I know they lost. No LeBron, no Rui, no Finney-Smith. It hurts, but
Oh,
they should still be able to beat the Brooklyn Nets, though. The Nets are pretty terrible.
Bro said, "Boo, NBA."
I know you like the NBA so much. I thought we were talking about March Madness, guys.
Oh, we are. We will be for sure.
Hey,
We'll
but
get there.
Selection Sunday isn't until next Sunday.
The Boston Celtics toy with them the other day too.
You know,
JJ
LeBron
looking
was
confused
shooting-
out there.
LeBron was shooting short the whole night. It makes sense that he had a hamstring injury going on, and then that was a Shackleton full play with Godwin, like running into the corner and grabbing the ball it was like a pass perfectly set up for Austin Reeves, and he forgot the play or something, and he's running over there. But he's only been on the team for a couple weeks, guys. Like, give him a break, you know. He'll learn the offense.
He had a pretty good sequence right there. Intercepted the pass and threw it out of bounds. And then I think the very next play ends up going on a fast break to miss the layup. Like, that was this is a good sequence for you.
I got a question for you, Drew.
Went straight to the bench.
I got a question for you, Drew.
Yeah.
What seed will the Lakers be in by the time LeBron comes back?
Ooh.
I think they'll be third.
Let me read you their upcoming schedule. At Milwaukee, at Denver, home versus Phoenix, home versus San Antonio, home versus Denver, home versus Milwaukee, home versus Chicago, at Orlando, at Indiana. That's the next 2 weeks.
I'll give you a heads up right now.
I was gonna say third, but now that you read that, I'm gonna say they're gonna keep the second seed. They'll be all right.
They're in third. They're the third seed right now.
Oh, okay. Then they'll get back to their. What's the? Hold on. Let me see. When is Finney-Smith coming back? That's what I need to know.
They haven't even told us because no one cares.
That's the key for them, man. They need Finney-Smith out there.
Yeah, if they got Finney-Smith, they'll definitely beat Denver, right?
Well, they might not beat
Come
Denver.
on, man.
They might not beat Denver, but
They played Denver twice in that span, and they're the 2 seed. You just said they'll be the 2 seed.
I was just waiting for you to tell them that. They're gonna play them twice.
Maybe you don't want him to come back yet. We don't want him hurt for the playoffs. just come back for the playoffs.
Honestly, I don't want to be the 3rd seed though against the freaking
Nuggets.
no Warriors. I think the Warriors will be the 6th seed.
I think the Warriors will move up to the 5th. I think Houston drops to the 6th.
Then the Lakers should get the
Heck,
3rd
I even
seed.
think I actually would predict. I'm gonna go bold and predict Houston drops to 7, Minnesota jumps up to 6, and the Warriors jump up to
Let's go
5.
Wolves.
Ooh.
Yeah, but where do we go, Mike? We gotta win a couple games too here.
Clippers are 5th, right?
I'm just
We're
hoping Kawhi's in the
Oh.
at the end of the game to
LeBron
actually continue to make game winners.
There you go. Yeah, that one that rolled in though, that was scary because that didn't look like that should have happened. We'll take it,
No.
but that was pretty ugly.
Hey
That
guys,
was a Kawhi shot.
Kawhi
That's how
kind of.
Kawhi gets his game winners. Got to hit every part of the rim.
So
Make
before
sure he's
Kawhi
good.
went before Kawhi went to the Clippers, I thought he was going to be like a top 30, top 20 player of all time. Maybe he was like even pushing top 15. Already 2 chips. I kind of feel like all the bad equity he's built over the last few years, he doesn't even deserve to be like top 50 or top 75. Like, am I wrong? Like,
He's fallen for sure.
can you like? It's hard to respect after he sat out of the playoffs when he wasn't even injured that one year. I was kind of like, okay, this guy's kind of like
Wait, which
ruined. Oh yeah, I know it. But other years he at least said he had an
Which
injury.
year?
Like he had a year
But
where
how
he's like
about-
my sister was in jail or something, and like he just didn't show up to the playoffs.
But how about when he says he's hurt and I think he was, don't get me wrong, but then he's like, oh, but I want to work out with the Olympic team and I want to go do all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, like, can you focus on what's in front of you first? like be a team player or pretend to be a team player. When you get paid that much, just pretend.
He used to be my favorite
smile
player.
and wave
No,
and
he needs
stuff.
to be.
In 2016, I thought I was like he's going to be the face of the NBA. That's what I thought in 2016. He is the future of the next 5-7 years. And he was with the Spurs. They won 67 games. I honestly thought they were going to beat the Warriors, and that was a 73 Warriors team. I thought they were going to win. I thought the Spurs were going to beat them. LaMarcus Aldridge and all that team was really, really good before he got injured. And he was my favorite player. Watching him in the playoffs was amazing. And then, I don't know, he's just so disappointing. But, yeah. I think he did the Clippers wrong, big time. And all their whole fan base. But, yeah.
Bamboozled.
He did. He did the Clippers wrong. He did. Anyways. Kawhi, be better, man.
March Madness.
He doesn't
is
care,
coming
though.
up.
He
You guys
gets paid
excited for
$50
that?
million a year anyways. He just gets his $50
Heck
million.
yeah, I am.
Yeah, you guys ready to fill out brackets? Oh, Duke.
Duke.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Dude, I would
Cooper, you got his
I would
Cooper
totally
Flag
cheer for you,
jersey.
Jack. But
That's nice.
Dude, Cooper
I've been a
Flag,
Tar Heel
Player
fan
of
for the
year,
longest
dude.
time, man.
Maybe in the ACC. Now we're just waiting for National Player of the Year. It's coming.
Well, I mean,
Is
when
he
you
the
go
best
up
player
against the
right now?
ACC, you should be National Player of the Year.
Hey, I mean, he's just a freshman, though. Come on.
No, I know he's a stud. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I do think the ACC is really, really bad this year.
It's been
To be honest, it's hard. Like I don't know how to even rate Duke because I'm like, who they've played has not been the greatest opponents. I do think Louisville is pretty good, but I don't know. Like in my bracket, I don't know how far I can have Duke, just because of the lack of competition that they've had. But it's anyone's game. I'm super excited. Anyone. I mean, basically anyone in the SEC can win it too, apparently. So,
crazy.
You got 3 or 4 teams in the Big 12 that can win it. Arizona's playing well in the Big 10. I think Michigan State's. You never overlook Tom Izzo. There's a whole lot of teams that can win. So I'm super excited for next week.
Dude,
Is this the closest March Madness you've seen in a while?
It's stacked, man. The 1 and 2 seeds, any of those guys could take it. Even some of the 3 seeds could do it. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
So you guys know which freshmen?
Here's the thing: you don't even know who the number 1 seeds are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right now. I mean, there's like
Well,
I mean, you got to
Duke's
get
number
like
one
Duke
seed.
will take one. Auburn should take one. Like
Yeah.
Auburn and Duke, I think, are locks. Houston should take one also, and then it's like
Yeah.
Tennessee,
Florida.
like Florida, Alabama, St. John's, like Michigan State, maybe, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
We'll be
I
filling
think I
out
saw
brackets.
something. I think I saw a bracketology that had 4 SEC teams as like a 1 or 2 seed in the tournament. 4 or 5. I even saw one with 5 if you throw Tennessee in there.
Yeah, Tennessee should
Jeez.
take at least.
And that's not even counting A&M. That's not even counting, like Bama will be a 2 seed for sure. I think if they're not a 1 seed,
Yeah,
right?
they have to be, especially after winning against Auburn on the road.
Yeah, that was big. I think Auburn does have it locked up though, but yeah, it should be a great tournament. I saw this article though today that came out, and I'll have to get it to you guys, but it said that there's only 9 teams that statistically, based on like the previous March Madnesses over the last like 30 years, you have to be in a top 35 top 5 or I'm sorry, you have to be one of the top 35 top offensive and defensive efficiencies, and it broke it down to 9 teams that fall into that category that can realistically win it. And a couple of the names actually surprised me. They had Iowa State on there, which I don't think Iowa State's good enough. I don't think they have a good enough offense. I don't think they have a good enough 3-point shooting. And then they had Maryland, believe it or not, was on there, which
they've been good.
they are, but I don't think they have the firepower. They're a good offensive team. I don't know defensively how good they are. I think Wisconsin's pretty good too. I feel like, they're gonna go under the radar a little bit. But Arizona, Duke was on that list. Auburn was on the list. Florida was on the list. Michigan State was on the list. There was a couple others I don't recall, but it's pretty interesting. So I think as long as you shoot, Houston was on the list.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah. So if you take one of those teams, Houston is just weird because they're so good defensively that they just don't score enough, and you feel like if a team gets hot, if at the 3-point line, yeah.
Well, we'll look forward to filling out brackets here within next week. Selection Sunday is happening this Sunday, and we'll have more of an idea of who's in it, where we're seated, and how we're going to fill out our brackets. If you're interested in filling out brackets with us, we do have an ESPN link down at the bottom. Make sure you click on that. Join us. It'll be a lot of fun. For those still watching, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at JAMM Packed Podcast. Click on that notification button so you can view us live. We're live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know it's late for you East Coast guys, but I'm sorry. I got stuff to do. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of JAMM Packed. As always, stay safe out there. Be kind to one another, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good night, fellas.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.